Well, here's an interesting story for you. A couple of island women have helped make abandoned baby birds in Nova Scotia a little comfier. They've been crocheting and knitting nests for these little creatures. Melina DeRoche read about the needs for nests on Facebook, and here she is telling Island Morning's Laura Chapin all about it.
The fact that there's these little birds that need nests. I love birds, and I felt it was something that I could do to help them out.
Did you crochet or knit?
I crocheted, and I had never done it before. So I went online and watched some YouTube videos, and I also had an awesome couple of friends that do knit and crochet, and they sort of helped me out. So yeah, I winged it and did it for the birds.
You winged it, no pun intended.
Exactly.
I love it. Okay. And that's amazing. So obviously you felt pretty passionately to figure out a new skill in order to be able to do this.
Exactly. Yeah, I knew there was a need for them and wanted to help.
And what color was your nest?
There were some that were green. There were some that were blue. It just didn't really matter. I'm glad the nests are being put to good use. It would just be great if there could be other people out there that could do some and send it off there. That would be wonderful. There are a lot of different organizations that are looking for nests all over Canada, the States.
That's Melina DeRoche from Slemon Park. She started building interest in these nests on Prince Edward Island. Melina sent the info to a local knitting group, also on Facebook, and that got Jacinth Basque's needles going in Rustico.
I had lots of leftover yarns, and I decided why not use them for those little guy who needs more than me throwing them at the garbage. So it's a release for me that is going to be helping those animals, so babies animals. So.
No kidding. And how long did it take you to create one?
Maybe a day or two, depending. I'm a big knitter, so I knit a lot of things. But this one was kind of an easy pattern to do. Usually I'm doing the advanced knitting, so.
And how many nests did you create?
Only 3, because every April they want the nest to be done. So, yeah, for now I know that I need to knit a year. So next year I'm going to make more than 3. It gives me the opportunity to do some for them. And I saw this program on TV at one point, and they said, I said, oh, wow, what a great job they do for rescuing those animals. So I'm really proud to be part of them.
Rustico's Jacinth Basque, happy she can help the Cobequid Wildlife Rehabilitation Centre. She's part of a couple of knitting and crocheting groups, including a French gathering every Thursday night at the François Biot Library. So what is it about knitted and crocheted nests that help? We've reached veterinarian Helene Van Donnick, a co-founder of the Cobequid Wildlife Rehabilitation Centre. Good morning.
Hi there.
How many abandoned birds have you had this year?
So far this year, I'm guessing probably close to 20. We're still pretty early in that season, so we'll be getting them really right up till August. But we have, June is our busiest month, let's put it that way.
And what kind of birds are we talking about here?
Well, right now we've got some of the earlier ones. We've got things like grackles, we've got robins, we've got European starlings, we've got raven. That's just a start. Like, we'll get a lot of the other species later. Those are the birds that nest typically quite early.
How hard was it to find material for a nest that an abandoned bird will be comfortable in?
Well, we've always just used kind of rolled up towels, which work sort of, but not really. They're awkward and they fall apart, and you can't use real nests. A, you're not supposed to move them, and B, they're not easy to clean or anything like that. So we always try to reproduce the shape of one, because when the young birds sit in them, they need to be able to sit with their legs sort of underneath them, not splayed out.
Okay.
So the nests are designed by their parents to work that way, but it's hard to do that without something that's got shape. And these little nests work. The little knitted nests work great.
And can Can you describe one of these knitted nests for me? What do they look like?
Well, there's all sorts of them. They're basically look like, the shape of a nest. They're sort of made flat on the bottom so they don't tumble over, with like a little sort of corner on them, and then they can roll up or down depending on how high you need them to be. And we have, sizes from, maybe a cup sized up until, one that you could wear as a hat kind of thing, that are, for bigger birds type of thing. And we've used them all quite, we have a lot of them, so we can switch them out when they get dirty, and they wash well and everything. So so it's worked out really good, and the birds are certainly comfortable in them. And you can sort of, if you have one, you can put him in one small one, and he's still comfortable. And if you have 5, you can put them all in a bigger one, and they come out of them, when they're feeding and stuff, and stand on the edge, and then they kind of get right back in them, and we put them in there at night, and they seem quite comfortable. So
that's what makes these knitted crocheted nests so good for what they're doing here, is it helps with the comfort of the bird.
Yeah, and it makes it a little bit more natural as it can be to be, being raised by a human. But, they certainly have the instinct to sit in them, and that's what the parents do. They come to the nest gazillion times a day and feed them, and they all stand up in the nest and beg for food, and then when the parent is gone, they all go back to sleep again. So it's nice that they can stay in a little group like that. And again, at nighttime, it helps keep them warm. We put a little heat pad underneath the nest, too, just to keep them warm. I know the parent would normally sit on top of them, but we go from underneath.
And what do you think of the support you've received from these people on Prince Edward Island we heard from?
Oh, it's great. And I didn't even know we were going to be getting nests from PEI. It's wonderful that it got that far. I mean, we've gotten some from local people that have come to the door, that we know, and some people we don't know. I've gotten, from PEI, I just got a padded envelope, with Melina's name on the outside, and then a bunch of other ones on the inside. So no, it's great. I appreciate the effort, and it's certainly something that's made our lives easier, and it's made the birds more comfortable. How much has it gone towards helping out the need that's there? Is there still a gap? We have quite a few right now, but we would certainly take more, because there's we never know how many we're going to get, and we have some that we're using all the time, and then we have sort of some spares. We don't need a whole pile more, but sure. I certainly wouldn't refuse if people send us a few more, that's for sure. So if Islanders want to help out next year, what should they do? They had, I know the main information for it, we posted a link on our Facebook page. There's a Facebook page called, I think, Maritime Rescue Nests. I think Maritime Wildlife Rescue Nests. Well, yeah. And I can say the recipes. The patterns are on there, and our address is on our Facebook page or our website, which is www.cwrc.net. And yeah, our address is there. So, like I said, they're easy enough to ship in padded envelopes, and like I said, we've just found, bags hung on our doorknob at the house kind of thing. Wow. So, yeah. Well, great. It's a really interesting story, Helene. Thanks so much for joining us this morning. Not a problem, anytime. Helene Van Donniek is a veterinarian and co-founder of the Cobequid Wildlife Rehabilitation Center. 23 minutes now past 8 o'clock.